Top of it. Look, man, if you want to live a long, healthy life like I do, ultimately, what I realized, and you should too, is that you have to kind of be your own doctor to an extent. Now, I'm not saying if you get yourself in a situation where you need a medical emergency to be taken care of, that really a medical professional can only help you with, by all means, go get that taken care of. But as far as a preventative measure, keeping yourself out of that health care system is really the ultimate goal. And I put that care in quotes because ultimately they don't truly care about us to the extent that we should be caring about ourselves. You're really just another ticket that's waiting in line and profit for them at the end of the day. The more bodies they get into their system, the more they get paid, right? And and you got to understand the psychology of these people that work in these fields. And I'm sure if somebody works in that field watching this, you can attest to the fact, and if you've ever been in a hospital, you can attest to how quick they are to try to assess your situation and they try to translate it into what treatment they can give you that costs a certain amount. Rarely are you going to get into there and they're going to give you something on the house, or it's not going to happen, especially in the US. Maybe in other nations they're a little bit more friendly and they might just they just here, get this and get about your business, like a mechanic. I've gone to mechanics with a car issue, and like for example, I had the side of my car was kind of dinged up, and they just kind of wiped it down, and they just hooked me up and just said, man, you're good, man. And they hooked me up without paying a penny. But in the healthcare system, for your body, which is way more important than a car, there's none of that. And so ultimately the goal as an adult, man, is to avoid ending up in these systems because, like I said, they don't care about you. And it's really it's a truth that you have to accept, and it was a reality that I super accepted once I hit about 30, man. 29, 30, I started really paying attention to my health a little more. Unfortunately, you know, like most guys, we kind of don't really pay attention to our health until we get a little bit older and we start to feel things and feel uncomfortable and notice weird things with our bodies. And it led me down this path of completely taking my health way more seriously. And ultimately, I did a lot more studying health, which you guys will have to do, man. You might not want to do it. You think of it as a chore, but your health is the ultimate investment you can invest in. Because without health, I mean, you have nothing else. It's over. I mean, money and family and all these other pursuits in life that are worthwhile mean nothing if you can't enjoy them with a healthy body. And so I started studying health. I started studying ultimately food. It led me down this path of what I'm eating because I know that the food is one of the major causes of our decline in health as we get older. We're not really supposed to get all sick once we hit a certain age. It's like a thing we all accept that once you hit 40, 50, 60, you just start getting diseases out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Where could that have come from? When most of the time it's our lifestyle choices. It's the food, mainly the food, the lack of movement of our bodies, the activities we're doing, sitting a lot, and just maybe you're smoking, drinking. These things don't help you at all. And so this all boils down to the fact of, like, do you really love yourself? Because if you truly love yourself and care about your well being, you would take these things way more seriously. Ultimately, the younger the better, right? And that's what I recommend for you guys if you're younger, especially, man. You know, if you're in your 20s, you're probably eating anything, your body just metabolizes it quickly. You don't feel the effects of it so much. You're drinking, you're smoking. It's cool. It's fine. Your body can just burn it all up and you have no consequences right now. You don't feel it. You don't see it. I get that. But you guys in your 30s and up, you guys know, man, you probably have felt the consequences of your lifestyle choices by now. And I'm just saying, man, as a man who's been studying health for the past 2 or 3 years and has really been thinking about what I eat and I consume, take that stuff more serious, man. Those things count. And we got to understand, man, our bodies, when we eat things, your body has to pay for that. Good or bad. Your body has to take that in and process it and do something with it. And if it's something that just really doesn't belong in your body, man, that stuff adds up, ultimately. And it could be foods that you think are good for you, but they make you feel terrible afterwards. That's your body telling you something. Like, you ever just eat something you think is healthy, but after you eat, maybe an hour or 2 hours after, you just feel terrible. That's telling you something. So listen to that, man. We got to listen to these things. I'm just saying, man, we got to start studying health. We got to start studying what our bodies are designed to eat. And if you're lazy and you don't really want to go into it, I'm going to just say, out the gate, you already know what you should be eating, what's more natural to eat on a regular basis: fruits and vegetables. Mainly fruits and vegetables. Like, I'm talking about natural fruits, natural vegetables that grow on earth in nature. Everything else is it's just like not necessary, and in fact could be harming you, and most of it is harming you. And trust me, man, this stuff is not a fun topic, man. I'm probably not gonna get a whole lot of traction, and I don't really care. I'm just doing this out of love because we need more people to wake up to this information. Because ultimately, this is like a form of the Matrix red pill, man. This is like you can continue going down the path you've been going down, enjoying all the BS, addictive foods and substances that you're used to, or you can come down to the truth, and it's very uncomfortable, but it's ultimately the truth and what you should be understanding about the world. And it's up to you, you know. I'm not forcing anybody, but I'm just saying that at least look into this stuff. Start getting some awareness and get conscious about what you're consuming, man. Because a lot of us are not going to live as long as we want to live if we just keep eating this stuff that the world is feeding us. All of this stuff is like Frankenstein food, man. It's not even food. It's ingredients crafted together that taste so good and are so addictive. And you don't feel the negative side consequences of it right now, but they'll come in one day. Trust me. You'll feel them one day. I mean, just look at the level of heart disease, cancers, kidney disease, liver disease. I mean, obesity, diabetes. I mean, the list goes on. All of these things, parasite infections that are never spoken about, that lead to all these other diseases, these acidosis, all these things lead to an overflow of toxicity in our bodies that eventually one day your body just gives out and the pain becomes unbearable and your insides are just burning from the toxicity and all the parasites that are just defecating and urinating inside your system, and it just collects and it adds up, and your body can only do so much filtering. Your kidneys can only filter so much. Your colon can only get rid of so much, man, before it's just backed up. The sewage, your lymphatic system, these things you got to study, man. These things you have to understand, because once you understand these systems in your body, you really start to see that your body is doing its best to clean you. Your body is doing its best to keep you in a homeostasis and to keep you at an equilibrium. But if you just keep eating the same BS all the time that's poisoning you slowly, I mean, you're not helping your body. Your body is doing its best, but you keep eating these addictive things. Hey, man, what can you expect, you know? And so I'm just saying these things to give you some kind of awareness about this and to at least look into these things. And to ultimately, man, just love yourself more, you know? Because, you know, when I was about 30, I'm about to be 33 now in a couple of weeks, and I turned about 30 and I started really taking my health more serious. And like I said, it's only until recently, like almost 33, where I haven't had meat in over 3 months now. And I know meat is terrible. That's a whole another subject. But I stopped eating meat because I realized that there's nothing good that comes from it. The whole protein thing that we think we need is not necessary, and it's actually harming us, believe it or not. I know people don't believe that, but if you research enough, you'll understand. And if you go back, I got into a fight with a guy after having not eating any meat for a couple months, and I handled my business with him. And he was a bigger dude, by the way. I'm in great shape. Muscles, you know what I'm saying? Muscles are still here. You don't need protein, okay, for muscle growth or any strength. It's BS. Guys, we eat more meat than bears do. Do you understand? We eat more meat than gorillas, than, the strongest, biggest animals, elephants, giraffes. And of course, we're not the same, but gorillas, primates, they don't eat meat and they're stronger than us. The protein thing, we got to knock it off, man. It's a myth. Amino acids are the base of protein. That's what you need. And those are in all the good fruits and vegetables. Your body has to break down the proteins. If you do eat them, your body has to break it down into the amino acids. And it's not even a clean amino acid. It's not clean. Whereas the source, going straight to the plants, that's straight to it. And it can just use that and do what it needs to with that. And there's nutrients. There's no nutrients in this dead carcass, these body parts. There's no nutrients besides the protein, some fats. And it's not even clean fats. It's just, you know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is, man, we got to unlearn and relearn the way we've been living life and the programming out here. We got to unlearn it and relearn the right way to do things, because society's not going to teach you. You're not going to learn this in school. Your parents aren't going to teach you unless they are really educated. Like when I have kids, they're going to get the real source, and I'll be the first generation to teach the proper way of doing things. But I mean, that's only recent. Most of us grew up with the same standard American diet that's been killing everybody for decades and centuries. And so I'm just saying, man, I encourage you all to get educated, do your own due diligence, research, look up what you got to look up, man. Find the answers. Look up Dr. Morse, who just does a great job. Dr. Morse, spelled Morse. Dr. Sebi, a lot of people down talk him. People talk like he's just like some nut. But the man healed a lot of people who had these chronic and supposedly lifelong diseases, all due to eating more alkaline versus acidic like we're all eating. You know, there's a lot of people to look up and study, man. But hey, man, it's up to you what you want to do. It's your body. You know, if you want to keep eating these things, hey, I get it. It's super addictive. But just understand, food should not be addictive. It should not be addictive. You should just eat your food and keep it moving. You think any of these animals are addicted to eating the food that they eat? You know, fruit is not addictive. It's delicious, but it ain't addictive. Vegetables they're good, man, but they're not addictive. Hamburgers, cheeseburgers, pizza, donuts, all the sweet treats, these things are addictive. Salt, anything with salt, sugar, fat, oil, cheese, those are addictive, and for good reason. These people that made these foods popular and made it a regular thing, they know what they're doing. They've been studying our bodies and our psychology for centuries, and they know how to put some stuff together to get us addicted. And these artificial flavors and colorings, it's addictive, man. They want you to come back buying more, buy another box. And before I go, man, one last thing I just want to give you a thought of. You got to get in tune with the truth. You have to get in touch with the truth and the reality of what you're doing, what you're eating. Look at what you're eating for what it is. Don't look at what it's called. Don't look at the front label of what you're eating. When you eat anything in a package, anything that's in a package, first off, you look at the front label. Let's say you have Twinkies or Doritos or chocolate milk or whatever the case. Anything with a package. Ramen noodles. You're not eating Doritos. You're not eating ramen noodles. You're not eating Twinkies. That's what the business called it. They put a label on it, and that's what you know it as. What you're eating is what's on the back of what's on the back of the box, the label, the ingredients. Thank God, first off, that they at least have to put the ingredients list together. They have to tell us what's in the stuff. Thank God that that they have to do that. I mean, can you imagine if they just left that out? We'd be super done for. But look at the ingredients list, man. That's what you're really eating, man. That's what you're eating. You're not eating Doritos. You're not eating Twinkies. You're not eating Pop-Tarts. What's on the back of the box on the ingredients list is what you're truly eating. And ask yourself, if you had to break down all those ingredients and separate them one by one, you know, the sugar, the flour, the citric acid, the monosodium carbonate, the this and the that, things you can't pronounce, the science experiments, the chemicals, the red 40 dye. If you had to separate all those things and put them all on the table and take each one, the flour, and take them and just eat them one by one, that is what you're eating. I don't care how they put them together with the witchcraft that they threw them together with, man. That's what you're truly eating. Even though they blended it together, it tastes great when they put it together. But if you break it down individually, like if you took a bunch of salt and just ate salt straight, it's not delightful. But you put a little bit of salt and it tastes great. And I'm just saying, when you break it down to the truth of what you're eating, it makes it easier to understand. And that's the main thing I'm getting to, is the truth. You got to look at the truth of what you're doing and stop buying into the lie of I'm eating a Pop-Tart, I'm eating Doritos. No, you're not. You're eating those ingredients slapped together and cooked into this concoction that tastes great and it's super addictive. And they know it's addictive and they made it taste a certain way to trigger your brain to make you come back for more. Okay? So, and if you love yourself and you truly love yourself, you'll always remember that of what you're truly eating. And if you sit there and lie to yourself and say, "Oh, I know what Dylan said, but man, it tastes too good." Hey, that's on you. Then you don't really love yourself to that level. And that's fine. Not everybody loves themselves. There's a lot of people depressed out here, suicidal. I probably shouldn't have said that. But hey, it's a lot of people that don't care about themselves to that level. And that's fine. You have that freedom to do that. But just something to think about, man. And that's why I stopped eating meat, because I know it's just dead carcasses and it's something that my body doesn't need, and it's actually harming me, even though it tastes great. I remember how it tastes, barbecue and all that, but it's BS. And if I ate it raw, I would throw up. If it wasn't slathered in sauces and seasonings, I would throw up, because it's just, it's nasty. And if it wasn't frozen and injected with all kind of chemicals, I would throw up if I ate that. Raw, too, without being cooked. So if you can't eat it raw, straight from the source, as it is, then it's BS. So that's something to leave y'all off with, man. It's a little bit of truth. Get you some truth, man. It's good for you. The devil loves lies, man, and he wants you to believe him. He needs you to believe him. The truth doesn't really need you to believe it. The truth is just going to be the truth. You can believe it or not, accept it or not. It doesn't matter. You understand me? So hopefully you guys get in on this truth, because as it says in the good book, man, the truth shall make you free. And just looking to help free you guys up from the slavery that is this food system and the health care system. All right. But that's it, man. I hope this video helps wake you up a bit, shake you up a bit, gets on your nerves, under your skin a little bit, man, because it's good for you. Get back to the truth and the reality of what's going on out here. And yeah, leave a like, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Peace.